it's Nory. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing some brand new Samox carbon fiber cranks on my Norco Sight. Starting off with my current bike, these have 170 millimeters of crank, which is just a lot of crank. And these came on the bike, which is why they're so long, because most bike brands use the same length for their small through their extra large or whatever their sizing is. And the problem with this is when I'm pedaling, it causes me to shift back and forth just because my cranks are so long and it's really uncomfortable. So basically, the longer your legs are, the longer you want your cranks. But I don't have very long legs, so I'm going to be installing some shorter ones. Over here, I have a couple of examples. So here we have 115 millimeters, which is super short. These are on a 20-inch. Then we have up here, starting over here, this is 140 mils, 145. 150, 155, 165, and 170. So this is a 170 and this is a 140. It might not look that much of a difference, but when you're riding, it feels huge to have something that's too long or too short. So about a year ago, Samox launched the M7J carbon kids crank that was 145 millimeters. This is a really nice crank, but it's just a little bit too short for me. So Samox has just came out with the 155 millimeter, which is what I have here. Samox sent these to me, so that's what I'm going to be putting on today. And it also came with some chain rings, so I'm going to be choosing one of those to put on as well. Okay, so first we're going to do a weight test. So a lot of people don't realize this, but all of these cranks on this side of the table are all actually made by Samox. So they've just come on other bikes. So these ones here are 155. They're quite heavy, so let's go ahead and turn the scale on and see. Okay, so we're coming in at 611, around 611, 612 grams. So now, let's try the new ones. $399 grams. So those are so much lighter, and these are really nice. So let's put them on. Okay, so starting out with tools, you just need two of them. That is the 8mm hex and the T25. But to make things easier on myself, I'm going to be using the breaker bar, the torque wrench, and this little ratchet. First step is to just remove the pedals, so I'm just going to be using the 8mm here. There's a video on this linked above, so you can go watch that, but just put it in and spin top back. Step 2, we're going to take the chain off. So you push this forwards, and then there's a little lock. Just press that. And then I have an E13 chain guide, so how you take it off is you push down on that and lift up on this. There we go. And then now the chain's off. There's only one screw that holds your cranks together. It's the screw right here. So you loosen it and it just loosens on the back right there. So once I can loosen right there, pull this side out and then pull out the other side. Pretty simple, so let's get into it. I'm taking my 8mm, putting it into this one hole, and then turning towards the back, but it's really tight and hard to get off. I can't.
Muscles.
It's you. I can't. Ha! Since this one was really hard, instead, let's try this again. It's so tight. I can't do it. I'm just rotating the stand.
Got it.
My dad loosened it for me, so now I'm just going to go in with this. It's still going to be pretty difficult, but I think I'll be able to do it. Now we just pull the other side out. To make this a little looser, I'm going to take this hammer and hit right there. This didn't come out.
Pull.
It did. So here's my old crank. Here's my new one. You can see the difference there. Going from 170 to 155 is going to be really nice. If you look here, it has a dub bottom bracket and stuff. And it's the same thing on this one. So it should go in nice and easy. Okay, so now that we've gotten the cranks out, we're just going to go ahead and take a paper towel and wipe inside, because if you take a look in there, it's really just dirty and grimy. So just going to go ahead and wipe all that stuff out. And while you have this out, it's a good time to feel your bearings. So you can just, mine aren't the best, but I don't have another bottom bracket to put in here right now. So maybe a new video coming soon on that. While I was cleaning, these rubber seals here came out. They're water seals. One on each side, there's a little groove that goes in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these back on. It goes right in there. This is my old front chainring. It was a 34 tooth around the edge. And Samox sent me 3 new ones. So we have 30 tooth, 32 tooth, and 34 tooth. Since I'm losing a little bit of leverage because I'm going to a shorter crank, I think I'm going to move from a 34 tooth to a 32nd tooth. So I'm going to go ahead and install this now. So light. Whoa. Feels really bad. Included with this shiny new front gear, there's also a couple screws that we're going to be needing. We're going to attach the chain ring, so it just goes on right here. And we're just going to take our T25 and the screws. We're going to tighten the screws to about 6 Newton meters. So now we're just going to apply some of this grease onto the silver parts. It's a little windy outside. Okay, now I'm just going to put this through the hole. A rubber mallet is handy to have. Now I'm going to install the other crank in the opposite orientation. Now that I've got it hand tight, I'm going to go ahead and torque it to whatever it says on here, 35 to 40 Newton meters. I've got the torque wrench. This part's kind of hard, but put it in there. Your turn.
Where you going?
We got the cranks installed and torqued. You can hear my bottom bracket is not the best. So now we're just going to tighten this black ring right here. So it's just this, and you just turn it like that. There's no slack left, so we're just going to take onto this screw here and tighten it up. We're using a 2.5mm wrench. We don't need to make this tight because it's a really small screw, but we do want it like secured. Probably around good. There we go. All we have left to do is put the chain back on, put on the pedals, and then we're done. Just gonna spin this back. Then we just undo the lock, so you just push forward a little. There we go. So since this is a smaller front chainring, I might need to take a link out of my chain, but we'll see. Seems okay. Now for our last step, we're just gonna put on the pedals and then we'll be good. I'm just putting on some grease. I'm gonna put on these pedal washers that Samox gave me and then tighten everything up. Now we're gonna repeat on the other side and we'll be done.
What do you think, Cass?
Hi, buddy. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Please consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing down below. Bye.